Hey there, mystery lovers and aspiring writers. Welcome to The Murder School, your weekly dose of killer writing tips and tricks. I'm your host, Jackie Sharp, and no, I'm not here to teach you how to get away with murder in real life. We'll leave that to the experts. Instead, we're diving into the world of crafting captivating murder mysteries that will keep your readers up all night, turning pages and guessing who done it. Whether you're a seasoned author or just starting out, The Murder School is here to help you sharpen your skills and unlock the secrets to writing a masterful mystery. Each week we'll explore different aspects of the craft, from creating complex characters and clever clues to building suspense and nailing that shocking plot twist. We'll also delve into the nitty-gritty of self-publishing, sharing tips and strategies for getting your murder mystery out into the world and into the hands of eager readers. So grab your notebook, your favourite writing snack, and maybe a magnifying glass for good measure, and join me every Monday for a new lesson at The Murder School. Together, we'll unravel the mysteries of writing a killer story. And remember, the only thing we're murdering here is writer's block.
Hello there, and welcome to this week's episode of The Murder School. I'm Jackie Sharp, and I am your host. My theme for this week is clues. Clues for your readers, not only within your novel, that's the topic of this week's writing craft section, but also clues to help your readers find your book in the first place. So last week, I covered the importance of book covers, and the week before that, your blurb. But still, we all need to help our readers find the book, notice the great cover, get drawn into the blurb, and make that crucial decision to purchase or borrow. So in today's digital age, getting your crime novel noticed online can feel like trying to solve a case with no leads. With millions of books vying for readers' attention, it's crucial to make sure your novel stands out from the crowd. And one of the most effective ways to do this is by choosing the right keywords and the right categories. So think of keywords and categories as the DNA evidence of the online book world. They are the clues that help potential readers find your book among the countless others out there. And just like DNA evidence, the right keywords and categories can make all the difference in cracking the case of getting your book seen and read. When it comes to online visibility, keywords are king. These are the words and phrases that readers will use to search for books online. And if your book doesn't include the right keywords, it's like it doesn't exist at all. So for example, let's say you've written a gritty crime novel set in New York City. You might use keywords like crime fiction, mystery, NYPD, serial killer, and psychological thriller. These are all terms that readers who enjoy crime novels are likely to search for. But here's the thing, you can't just stuff your book's metadata with every keyword under the sun. Just like a detective can't chase down every lead, you need to be strategic about which keywords you choose. Focus on the ones that are most relevant to your book and that you think readers are most likely to use. And one helpful exercise is to put yourself in your ideal reader's shoes. What words or phrases would you choose to type into a search engine to find a book like yours? What other books or authors might you be interested in? Use these insights to guide your keyword choices. It is also important to consider the competition. If you're using the same keywords as every other crime novel out there, your book is going to get lost in the shuffle. Try and find keywords that are specific to your book and set it apart from the pack. If keywords are the DNA evidence of online book visibility, categories are the forensic analysis that helps narrow down the suspects. When you assign your book to specific categories on online platforms like Amazon or Goodreads, you're telling potential readers exactly what book it is and who it's for. For a crime novel, some relevant categories might be mystery, thriller and suspense, police procedurals, hard-boiled mysteries. By choosing categories that accurately reflect your book's content and style, you're making it easier for the right readers to find it. But just like with keywords, you need to be strategic about your category choices. Don't just pick the most popular or broad categories in hopes of reaching the widest possible audience. Instead, focus on the niche categories that are most specific to your book and that will attract your ideal readers. So it's also worth noting that different online platforms have different category systems. Amazon, for example, has a very complex hierarchy of categories and subcategories, while other platforms may use more user-generated systems and more broader categories. So make sure you're familiar with the options on each platform you're choosing and use them accordingly. So when you know the importance of your keywords and categories, and it's time to put that knowledge into practice. So here's some tips for optimizing your book's online visibility. First of all, research your keywords. So use tools like Google's Keyword Planner or Amazon's search bar to see what terms readers are currently using to find books like yours, and make a list of the most relevant and popular and niche keywords. Use long tail keywords. So in addition to broad words like crime fiction, consider using the more specific long tail keywords like female detective series or British cozy mystery. So these may have less competition and can help nail down a more targeted audience. Make sure you optimize the metadata. So make sure your book's title, subtitle, description and blurb include your chosen keywords, but in a natural, non-spammy way. So this helps search engines and readers alike understand what your book's about. Choose your categories wisely. Look at the categories of other books in your genre and consider which ones are the best fit for your book. And really do not be afraid to get specific. A niche category can help you stand out. And keep an eye on your analytics. So most platforms offer some form of reporting or analytics to help you track your book's performance. So keeping an eye on which keywords and categories are performing well and driving the most traffic and sales, you can adjust your strategy accordingly. And of course, don't forget about social media. In addition to optimizing your book's metadata, you can also use social media in many ways to promote your book and reach new readers. So using hashtags that include your chosen keywords and participating in online communities relating to your genre will help as well. So let's just have a look at a real life example. So author Lisa Regan writes crime novels featuring a female detective named Josie Quinn. So when Lisa first started publishing her series, she did, like many other authors, struggle to get noticed in the crowded crime fiction market. But using strategic keywords and categories, she researched the terms that readers were using to find books like hers. She optimized her metadata accordingly and also experimented with different categories until she found the ones that were the best fit for her books. You can do that. You don't have to stick to the same ones. And for Regan, her books started showing up in more searches and attracting more readers, and resulting in her sales and visibility skyrocketing. And of course, now she's a USA Today bestseller author with an absolute devoted fan base. So her success story is proof that categories and keywords do matter. So by taking the time to research these elements, you can dramatically increase your book's online visibility and reach those readers who are most likely to love your work. So choosing the right keywords and categories isn't always easy. Takes some time, takes some research and strategy, and it's worth some trial and error. Definitely worth the effort, because we're in a world where online visibility can make or break a book's success. So use these elements wisely. So we're going to carry on today with the craft section, which also focuses on the way that you can use clues and foreshadowing to increase the mystery and tension and keep your readers turning those pages. As always, please, if you're watching this podcast on YouTube, please like and subscribe. And you can find this podcast on obviously any platform which you choose, and we'd love it if you would follow so that you do not miss an episode ever.
When it comes to crafting a gripping crime novel, the art of foreshadowing, planting clues, and adding tension is essential. These techniques are the secret ingredients that keep readers on the edge of their seats, furiously flipping pages to unravel the mystery. Let's see how you can master these elements and create a crime novel that will have your readers hooked from start to finish. First, foreshadowing, which is the subtle art of hinting at what's to come. Foreshadowing is like leaving a trail of breadcrumbs for your readers, hinting at the twists and turns that lie ahead without giving away the game. It's all about dropping subtle hints and clues that make sense in hindsight but don't spoil the surprise. And one way to do this is through dialogue. Have your characters say things that seem innocuous at first but take on a whole new meaning later in the story. For example, a suspect might casually mention that they were out for a walk on the night of the murder, and later it's revealed that a key piece of evidence was found along that very route. Another effective foreshadowing technique is to use symbols or motifs. Weave in recurring images or themes that hint at the underlying mystery. Maybe the victim always wore a distinctive piece of jewellery that keeps popping up in unexpected places. Or perhaps there's a certain phrase or quote that takes on a sinister meaning as the story unfolds. The key to foreshadowing is subtlety. You want your readers to experience that delicious aha moment when all the pieces fall into place, not feel like they've been hit over the head with a heavy-handed clue. Clues are the bread and butter of any good crime novel. They're the tantalising tidbits of information that keep readers guessing and trying to solve the case alongside the protagonist. But planting clues is a delicate balancing act. Reveal too much too soon, and you risk giving away the game. Reveal too little, and your readers may feel cheated or frustrated. One strategy is to hide clues in plain sight. Place them right under your readers' noses, but in a way that they don't recognise their significance until later. For example, you might describe a seemingly ordinary object in great detail early on, only for it to become a key piece of evidence down the line. Another approach is to bury clues in a sea of red herrings. Throw in a bunch of false leads and dead ends to keep readers guessing. Just be sure to play fair. All the information needed to solve the case should be there, even if it's cleverly disguised. It's also important to pace your clues carefully. Dole them out gradually over the course of the story, like pieces of a jigsaw puzzle. Each new revelation should build on what came before, slowly but surely bringing the picture into focus. Tension is what keeps readers turning pages long past their bedtime. It's that sense of unease, the feeling that something big is about to happen, but you're not quite sure what. And in a crime novel, tension is king. One way to ratchet up the tension is through pacing. Vary the speed and intensity of your scenes, alternating between high-octane action and quieter, more contemplative moments. Use short, punchy sentences to convey urgency and longer, more languid passages to build anticipation. Cliffhangers are another tried and true tension-building technique. End chapters or scenes on a moment of high drama, leaving readers desperate to find out what happens next. Will the detective catch the killer in time? Will the witness spill the beans before it's too late? Character conflict is also a great way to add tension. Pit your protagonist against a formidable adversary, someone who challenges them at every turn. Or create tension within the investigative team, with clashing personalities and competing agendas. And don't be afraid to put your characters in real danger. The higher the stakes, the more invested readers will be in the outcome. Just be sure to balance the peril with moments of hope and triumph, or risk leaving your readers feeling drained and despondent. The balancing act is putting it all together. Foreshadowing, planting clues, and adding tension are all essential elements of a great crime novel, but the real trick is making them work together in harmony. Too much foreshadowing can make the outcome feel inevitable, while too little can leave readers feeling blindsided. Too many clues can make the mystery feel too easy to solve, while too few can leave readers frustrated and unsatisfied. And too much tension can be exhausting, while too little can make the story feel flat and unengaging. The key is to find the right balance for your story and your readers. Experiment with different techniques and see what works best. And don't be afraid to revise and refine as you go. The best crime novels are often the result of countless drafts and revisions. One helpful exercise is to think like a detective yourself. As you're writing, constantly ask yourself, what clues would a real investigator look for in this situation? What might a clever criminal do to cover their tracks? How can I hint at the truth without giving too much away? It's also important to remember that foreshadowing, clues, and tension are all in service of the larger story. They should never feel like gimmicks or cheap tricks, but rather organic parts of the narrative that deepen the characters and themes. All the foreshadowing, clue planting, and tension building in the world won't matter if you don't stick the landing. The resolution of your crime novel is where all those carefully laid threads come together in a satisfying, surprising way. The best resolutions feel both inevitable and unexpected. They're the logical outcome of everything that came before, but still manage to catch readers off guard. They tie up all the loose ends and answer all the lingering questions, but leave just enough ambiguity to keep readers thinking long after they've closed the book. To achieve this, it's important to play fair with your readers. All the information needed to solve the case should be there, even if it's cleverly disguised. The solution should feel earned, not like it came out of left field. It's also important to give your characters a satisfying arc. The resolution should feel like the culmination of their journey, the moment where they face their demons and emerge changed in some way. Whether they catch the killer or not, they should have grown and learned something along the way. Crafting a gripping crime novel is no easy feat, but by mastering the art of foreshadowing, planting clues, and adding tension, you'll be well on your way. Remember to be subtle and strategic with your foreshadowing, to hide your clues in plain sight, and to vary the pacing and intensity to keep readers on the edge of their seats. Most importantly, have fun with it. Writing a crime novel is an opportunity to play detective yourself, to unravel a mystery of your own making. So embrace the challenge, trust your instincts, and let your imagination run wild. Your readers will thank you for it. All right, my fellow mystery mavens, that's a wrap on today's episode of The Murder School. I hope you've picked up some valuable tips and tricks for crafting your own killer stories. Remember, the key to writing a gripping murder mystery is to keep your readers guessing until the very end. Before we close the book on this episode, I want to remind you to subscribe to the podcast so you never miss a lesson. And hey, if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to give us a like and hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out and ensures that you'll be the first to know when a new lesson drops. Until next time, keep writing, keep reading, and keep 'em guessing. This is Jackie Sharp, signing off from The Murder School. Remember, the only good murder is a well-written one.